Hi everyone, it's Boss Bafok here, and today I have an unboxing. Well, I've opened it already, but for you, an unboxing of a new pipe that's just arrived and a tobacco that I've acquired, one of my favorites actually. And so I will start with a pipe here. So what I have is the Savinelli. I typically enjoy Savinelli pipes. I find them most pleasing from a general aesthetic point of view, as well as the weight and shapes, certainly of the bit. And this is one I've been trying to get for a while, and it is the Miele series from Savinelli, and it's the 642. So let me open this up for you guys. Comes in a really nice little felt flavored sort of textured bag, and here's the pipe, the 642. I really like the 642 shape. My two favorite shapes are both actually from Savinelli. One is the 320 in KS size, and the other is the 642. And I'm really happy with this one. Just arrived, haven't yet had a chance to smoke with it yet. That's going to happen here pretty soon. Comes with a few other items in the box. It has this interesting little tamper, which goes along with the whole the honey genre that they've used on the pipe. Savinelli does a really good job of choosing these different sort of flavors of pipe. You know, whether they're the Oros or the Miles or the Oceana or any of these designs, and they'll make a whole bunch of models. Not the full range of models. Quite often they'll select a certain amount, wait to see how popular they are. This one's really popular, and as I'll mention early on, is that the 642 was really tough to find. There are other models, if you like, that are a lot easier to find. However, the 642 in the Miele range is pretty tough. It wasn't easy for me to track this thing down. I ended up actually ordering it to North America from Italy, so it took a little while to actually get here. And then, of course, as well, in the they always send you a couple. These are the balsa wood filters. So this is not a filter to filter out any sort of nicotine, but really to keep the pipe itself dry. And so they sent 5 additional of these balsa wood filters, and it comes with one inside the stem already. And then they bring the various Savinelli reading material and paraphernalia. So then, just to get back to the pipe itself here. So as I said, it's the Miele series, which has about 7 or 8 different models to it. It's a medium-sized bowl, packs in sort of 2 to 3 nice spoonfuls of tobacco. And remember that, I go by the rule that's worked the best for me is first tamp is actually not the first. A spoonful of tobacco is usually just a soft finger. The second one is sort of a medium forced tamp, and then a third helping of tobacco is usually I'd say something that's a little heavier than sort of medium, and that usually works for me from a draw point of view. That sort of double thick milkshake through a straw is the texture and the draw that I typically like. The finishing on the bowl is really nice. They've done a really good job with this sort of, again, in that honey beehive type of idea. It's a smooth bowl. There's obviously no rustication here. I like the band that they've used. And then, of course, the acrylic bit is finished to look like a sort of a honey and honeycomb itself. You know, the honeycomb that's left over in the... sometimes when you buy honey, you get some, honeycomb in the jar. And that's what this is meant to replicate. So really beautiful looking. I absolutely love the look of this pipe and the feel of the acrylic bit, as well as the briarwood bowl. So a couple of things about it is it's the 642, of course, is the bent apple shape. It's almost reminiscent of an Irish sort of style pipe. And I like, I don't like a small bowl, and I don't like a very large bowl, because a medium-sized bowl with 3 generous spoonfuls of of tobacco is enough of a smoke for me. And I do like the bent apple shape as well as the 320 that Savinelli makes. That's why Savinellis are typically my go-to pipe, because I just do like their shapes and styles that they use. It's about 1.9 ounces in weight, and so it's fairly light, and with just the right amount of heft once it's full with tobacco. And what that does is it makes it fairly easy to clench in the mouth and to keep on the left and the right side of the mouth for extended period of time while you're, say, reading or thinking at the same time of while you're smoking your pipe. It costs about $150 including any shipping charges, depending on where you bring it in from. I, as I said, had to bring it in from Italy, and so I ended up paying about an additional $19 in shipping costs, which was unfortunate. So this cost me about $170 all in. So not the cheapest pipe, but it's one of, if it's one of these treats that you're looking for. For me, this was a birthday present, and so it was worthwhile doing that. So again, hard to find, I would say. Other models are a lot easier to find. The 642 was tough for me to find. What's interesting about it, so Miele meaning honey, as I mentioned before. What they've done with the pipe, and when you, before you've lit it for the first time, when you take a dry draw through the pipe just to taste the flavor of the bowl, they've clearly rubbed the inside of the bowl with honey at some point, because it's extremely sweet. Prior to your first light, you'll taste the briar. It doesn't taste like your typical pipe when you break it up for the first time. There's a strong sweetness inside the pipe, which very much is because of the fact that they have actually rubbed the inside of the pipe and finished it off with some sort of a honey cake or a honey sort of product that they've manufactured. It might just be regular honey that they just rubbed through the bowl, but there's certainly no stickiness. There's no reminiscent or any sort of anything that's been left over in the feel or the look that would lead you to believe that this thing was ever rubbed in honey. So I'm not exactly sure what they've used to do that, but it's not as though it's sticky or anything on the inside. But it has been applied somehow to the bowl. It may have just been something where they line the bowls up next to some strong flavored honey note, and the briar somehow picks it up. But there's got to be some sort of a process, probably easy to find on the internet as well. The length of the briar of the entire pipe is about 125 millimeters. As I said, it's a briarwood bowl finished with an acrylic bit. As you can see, a textured acrylic bit. I must say I'm very happy with it. I'm looking forward to my first light, and that's going to happen here pretty soon. Then I'd like to just mention to you guys a tobacco that I ordered from a store in Western Canada. I don't have a lot of tobacco shops near me, so I typically order these things online. I ordered this from a store called City Cigar. It's one of their in-house blends. It's called Trafalgar Park, and I ended up paying about $50. Actually, I paid about $30 for a 25-gram bag. And what it is it's a blend of Cavendishes and Virginias. And I'm actually smelling it as I'm sitting here. And you can, it's just a wonderful, wonderful smell in the bag. It's reminiscent of cherries, of dates, notes of stewed fruits, a compote, and just wonderful. And a little bit of baked up, sort of a campfire and a little bit of a forest floor note in the background. I've smoked this before. I certainly find that what travels through to the smoke from the raw tobacco is definitely that mild campfire flavor and those dark fruit compotes, almost like a stewed fruit that's been sitting for a while. Beautiful, beautiful flavors. What I like about this tobacco is that it's not an aromatic, which for me is important. I don't like aromatic tobacco. I like the savory stuff, the English style, and but at the same time, when it's blended in such a way where there is a little bit of a sweet note in the tobacco, both the raw tobacco, but most importantly, that follows through onto the smoke. What's nice about this particular blend, the Trafalgar blend, is that it's not heavy from a nicotine point of view. So the way I would describe this would be it's light in strength, nicotine content, but I would call it a medium to full in body. Not quite full, I would say a little bit more than medium, but certainly some nice complex flavors, and you can taste the flavors, and it definitely makes for a very, very enjoyable smoke. So thanks everybody. Give me a thumbs up if this review was helpful. Let me know if there's anything more I could improve on. Always looking for improvement abilities, and I look forward to the next video.